Hi everyone, I'm Devi Daly and here we are at Grand Teton National Park and we're going to do a Yang Yoga practice that's for all levels, beginner friendly. We're going to go over some of the basic moves of Yang Yoga for those of you who are just getting started with it. So let's get started sitting on the heels in Seiza pose. I will see you there in just a sec. And in Seiza pose, sitting on the heels, let your hands come into your lap, folded inside of one another. Loop your shoulders up and back and let them soften down away from the ears as you lift up through the crown of your head. And start to feel the rhythm of your breath, the rise and fall of the chest and the belly. And now letting the eyes open and letting the hands come down to your sides. As you inhale, lift the arms out to either side and circle them over the head. And now with the palms facing down, guide the energy, guide the chi down through the head and through the heart and all the way to the belly. So just our basic kind of energy moving, chi moving gesture. We take the arms out and the hands are mirroring the movement of energy through the body. So taking this energy from above, this expansive yang energy, and settling it down into the body, right here into the belly. And so beginning and ending here in the lower dantian, which is the low belly center. This is where a lot of energy is kind of centered and expanding and contracting here. So we'll do it again, inhaling, gathering from above, the palms face up, and the hands come down, guiding the chi through the crown of the head, through the heart, and to the belly. And now adding a second move to it for the 4-part Taoist breath. We inhale the arms up over the head, and as you exhale, the hands come down through the crown. And once the hands get to this heart level, press the arms out to either side. Good. And now bowing forward, so you're connecting with the yin energy of the earth. Your hands hover above the earth just a few inches. And rounding your spine as you come all the way up. The arms are now in front of you and they lift all the way up above you. And with this exhale, guiding the chi down through the head, through the heart, all the way down this time to the belly. So that's the 4-part Taoist breath. We'll do it a couple more times. Inhaling, slowly gather the arms, come over the head, and bring the hands down, palms facing down till they come to the heart level and press out. So the hands stay open at this 90-degree angle. And now bowing forward, hands hover just a couple inches above the ground and slowly gesture out in front of you, magnetizing earth chi into the hands and lifting this earth chi, this yin chi up over the head and bringing it down, washing it through the body, washing it through the spinal column, all the way down to the belly, to the lower dantian. And inhaling, gathering from above. And exhaling, bringing it down through the head to the heart level, again pressing out, palms are open. And bowing forward, round the spine, connect with the earth. And rounding up, so roll up through the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Reach the arms up now, palms stay facing down as you now guide the chi down through the whole body, all the way down to the belly. And now the last time, just with no words, following my movements. Good, collecting here at the lower dantian. And now the willows in the wind sequence. So I'll do the mirror image of you as you take your right hand to the ground. I'll take my left, but I will say what you're going to do. So take your right hand to the ground and lift your left arm up and over. Inhale the breath as you come into a side bend. And now as you exhale, come into this side child's pose, taking the left hand under the right and diving into a forward bend. It's a little bit of a twist. And now we take this left arm up and out into a diagonal, opening the arm up and back, looking back at that arm. And exhaling and take the arm across the face, rounding the upper back so your chin comes toward your chest and the fingers reach toward the opposite side of the body. And now fly across to the other side. So same thing, left hand on the ground, right arm into the side bend. And now that side twisting child's pose. So this hand that's on the ground can come forward, and then this top hand kind of comes under, threads under. And you can let your seat lift up off of your heels a little bit. And now lift your right arm up and back. And so this hand that's on the ground can come farther back to support you, and the top arm can reach all the way back to that diagonal. And now the last move is to sweep the arm across the face and round the upper back, chin toward the chest, reach the fingers. So that's both sides. We'll start over now, bringing it to the first side, side bending, inhale. And as you exhale, diving under into that twisted child's pose. And inhaling and reaching the arm up and back to the diagonal. And sweep the arm across, chin toward the chest, reach the fingers. And fly across to the other side into the side bend as you inhale. Side twisting child's pose. Thread the arm under. And lifting up and back. And so the hand that's on the ground, much of Yang Yoga has to do with whatever our support is on the ground is mobile. It helps, it just moves around to whatever supports the weight the best. Good, and now take the arm across the face. Across to the opposite side. And fly across the ocean to the first side. So once more on each side, side bending. And as you exhale, take the arm under, diving under. Inhaling, reach the arm up and back. And exhaling, reach it across the face, chin toward the chest. Inhaling all the way across to the other side, side bending. And as you exhale, reach it under, thread it under into the side twisting child's pose, and reach the right arm up and out into the diagonal. Sweep your right arm across your chin toward your chest, and bring the arm all the way back up to the center. Very good. Let's take it now into a standing position with the legs wide and a standing forward bend. So this we call elephant pose in the Yin practice. This wide leg forward bend is called elephant pose. And now if you take your hands into a position where you're holding opposite elbows, you can imagine that this is like your trunk, this whole unit of your arms and your head as you sway side to side. This is your elephant trunk. Good, and now take the hands down to the ground and come into some side lunges. So bending over your right knee, and if your heel lifts up off of the ground, that's fine. If it stays down on the ground, that's also fine. And now back up to the center and over to the other side. So you might come about here, or you might come farther down. You can play around with this, see what feels good. Back up to the center, over to the first side, your side lunge. And back up and over to the second side. And so the feet, maybe they want to turn farther out to the side as you bend. Maybe they want to stay farther forward. And that's up to you. It's whatever gives you the best mobility in your legs. And it's a little bit different for everybody's body. Back to the first side. And now back over to the second side. Great. Now bring it back up to the center. And take your hands up onto your hips, come all the way up into a standing position. And mirror image again, take your right toes out to the side, left toes in, and lift your back heel up off of the ground. And now take this left hand, reach it in front of you with the palm open. So this is our warrior advance pose, warrior advance. And now as you bring it up through the center, switch sides. So you're bending over your left knee, left hand on the hip, right hand is pressing forward. Good, and now back to the first side. And now notice this back leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It can be bent, and sometimes that can make you feel a little more powerful in the legs. And back to the center, and to the second side. And come back up to the center, and now to the first side, and go ahead and experiment with the toes of this front foot. Let the toes turn farther out to the side, and see what feels comfortable to really get a good balance. So the more those toes are turned out, sometimes that can help your balance to be more solid. Good, bring it back up to the center, whoa, and to the second side. And again, your front toes can turn out to the side, 45 degrees, more or less you can feel it out. Good, come back up to the center. And now let's come into a centered position for golden seed sequence. So bring the feet a little bit narrower and take the hands to this lower dantian. And now with your inhale, circle the arms around, bring them all the way up over the head and bring them down to the heart level. And now press the arms out, so bend into the knees into this open horse pose. Bending forward into the hips now and come right into elephant pose. And notice if your feet want to turn forward or out, whatever direction they want to do is fine. Elephant twist now. Take your left hand onto the ground under your face and twist your right arm up into the air. Good, bring it back down to the center, twist to the second side. And bring it back down to the center. And now with your hands gliding just a couple inches above the earth, make this gesture of a circle so that you're gathering earth chi into the hands and making a boulder of it. A boulder of earth chi. You're lifting up now through the heart and to the shoulder level and turning the hands. So this boulder is now being pressed up over your head as you straighten your legs. Inhale. Sweep the arms forward and back into this forward bend called drinking bird. A strong spine here, the arms reach back. And now swing the arms down and forward and up. As you bend your knees, come into open horse position. Again, the elbows now are out this time, cactus arms. And drinking bird, second time. So keep your chest extending forward. And the arms come down to the ground. Relax your head, soften your spine, and send the hands back through the legs. And now drag the backs of the hands along the ground. Bend the knees, round up through your lower back, middle back, upper back, and all the way up to standing. And now the final gesture is to let the hands settle down, just like we did in the four-part Taoist breath. The hands settle down to the belly. And that's the golden seed sequence. So let's move through it a couple more times. As you inhale, gather the arms over the head and bring them down through the head, through the heart, and from the heart press out to open horse, your knees bent, a nice deep squat here. And if you need to hinge forward at the hips a bit for this to work, that's totally fine. Now come into elephant pose, forward bend. Left hand on the ground, and if you want to experiment with moving it toward the opposite foot, you can, or you can keep it centered as we twist, right arm up, back to the center, and the left arm up, and back down. And now circling to gather the chi from the earth as you bend your knees, pull the boulder of chi up through the belly, through the heart, turn the hands at the shoulder level, press it up over the head, and come into the drinking bird pose. Hinge the arms forward and back, hinge at the hips, reach your arms back behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. And now swing the arms down and forward and up and into the horse pose once again, this time with the elbows bent, nice deep bend in the knees. And coming into drinking bird pose again, sweep the arms back. And now relax the arms to the ground, relax the head, chin toward the chest, soften the spine. Send the arms back, drag the backs of the hands along the ground. And this is a rounded spine, unfurling, starting at the tailbone and lifting up through your lower back, middle back, upper back, and all the way up. And now settle the hands down through the head, through the heart, and to the belly. Good, and now golden seed once again. Inhale, gathering the arms up over the head. And as you exhale, bring them down through the head, through the heart, from the heart, press out, horse pose. Good, and now bending forward into elephant pose, into your forward bend. Elephant twist, right arm up, and back down to the center. Elephant twist, second side. If you need to turn your toes in a different direction of one foot or the other, that's fine here. For any of these movements, as you bend your knees, see what direction your toes want to go in, and then gathering your boulder of chi from the earth and pull it up through the belly, through the heart. Press up over the head, straighten the legs. Come into the drinking bird pose, swing the arms forward and back, squeeze the shoulder blades, the heart reaches forward. And your open horse pose, swing the arms forward and out, elbows out. Drinking bird pose, second time. And releasing the arms down to the ground, and the hands come back through the legs, drag up through the back of the body, through your lower back, middle back, upper back, and all the way up to standing. And now settle the hands down through the head, through the heart, and to the belly. Good, and now into a comfortable seat. Sitting with your spine tall, place your palms together in front of your heart. And with the palms together, chanting Om 3 times. Begin with an exhale to empty the lungs and soften the body. And now inhale. Namaste. Thank you for practicing. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I would love it if you'd leave me a comment down below and let me know how it went for you, what worked, what didn't work. And thanks for practicing, and I will see you next time.